Hi, morning everyone. I'm Asha Mungal from the Caregivers Support Group of Trinidad and Tobago. I wanted to start our sessions talking about self care for not only the family caregivers but also for our professional caregivers. This time of the year is very, very stressful for everyone. We have a lot of challenges coming at us because, 2020 has been, you know, a lot of different things for many people. We had loss of jobs, we have loss of loved ones. COVID has basically taken over the entire world. And of course, it's putting more stress on everyone, especially our level of concerns and fears, which is very real for our seniors, loved ones, and patients, as the case may be. Self care is something that, as a caregiver, we do not focus on. We are always focused on the patient, what they need, getting their meds on time, getting their meals on time, their exercises, their massages, bath time, bedtime, conversation time. It's always focused and geared around the patient, which is great. However, when we exert all of us going towards the patient, what are we leaving for ourselves? So, who is caring for the carer? And that is a question that I am certain many of us cannot understand why we need to care for ourselves, but also we often think that it's a selfish way of thinking. And no, it's not. So, I will bring this example. When you're on a plane, the first thing they tell you, if the oxygen mask comes down, what are you supposed to do? For those of us, and I'm certain many of us have traveled, been on a plane, would say to put on a mask on yourself first. Otherwise, you can't help anyone. So if I'm gasping for air and I can't breathe, how am I going to help my child or my daughter or my mother or husband, as the case may be, right? Or my patients? There's no way, because we are in the process of probably passing out ourselves, taking our last breath, and then this person now is relying on us. So how is that going to work? The question remains, how, with everything that we have going on, are we able to care for ourselves, because we don't have the time to even get things done for the person that we're caring for? So you're seeing this nice picture behind me, right? I paid $300 that probably I should not have spent. But you know what? I'm starting to take back me, take back my life. In the middle of all the confusion and everything else that's going on, and the expenses, medical stuff for my mom, daily living expenses for myself, paying the mortgage, paying salaries, paying this, paying that. We constantly paying, right? I decided to take my money, yes, my money, and buy this painting behind me for myself. And it's a beautiful painting, right? If you can probably take a good look at its hair, right? And I mean, when you look at that sun, you actually feel the warmth of it coming on you. I'm not able to go anywhere, we can't travel, but I can look at it and it just takes me into a different place. And it may not seem like something much. Now, it doesn't have to be something $300 to go and spend. I'm not saying to just be blowing your money, but I just took it after how many years to do something for myself, because I've always wanted some sort of picture, at least a picturesque, getaway kind of photo. And I saw this and I fell in love with it and I bought it. But this made me happy, and there's very little that makes me happy, personally, because I'm so consumed in my business and caring for my mom, making sure the home is okay, everything is being taken care of, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And this does not shut down. We have sleepless nights, we have long hours, we have work, we have our boss, we have our children, we have our husband, we have our wives, we have our pets, right? And the list goes on, and people are relying on us. But we need to rely on ourselves. And it is important that we start with the self care process. We need to take time to understand what we are going through right now, what we are facing outside of what is in front of us, but us deep down inside, emotionally, mentally, physically, how are we feeling about ourselves? Take pen, take paper, write it down, right? You know, as women, we always look at ourselves, oh God, my hair, you know, I'm putting on weight, I'm feeling fat, this is not fitting, da 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 da. But go beyond that. Go beyond what is making you feel sad. What is, you know, creating that tension that every time you think about it, you either hyperventilate, you find yourself sitting down and this is all you're doing. Because I find myself doing it all the time. Sometimes I'm walking and I'm just like this because I'm reflecting back on something that probably happened with my mother. Something the doctors have told me that I'm like, okay, well, how is this going to go? Are you ready for this? What it tomorrow may hold? You know, caring for an elderly person that we love, who have been our caregiver in our younger years, and the table is turned, we now have to understand that death is part of life. Many people don't want to talk about it, but it is part of our process. And we need to start to put things in place to prepare ourselves for the tomorrow. And that is also part of the self-care. Getting prepared, now you're still going to be busting down in tears and crying and the regrets and everything else that goes with it. But preparation is key as a caregiver, especially those of us who have been doing this for years. And this has been our routine. When our loved one passes on, we suddenly wake up and realize, well, what the hell am I going to do? I don't have to make breakfast. I don't have to fight to take the meds. I don't have to go and get the Pampers. I don't have to go and get the prescription refill. What am I doing with myself? And this is a problem. Many of us go into depression. And depression is real because the regret, the resentment, the fear, because now it's almost like we don't have a life because we have not been living our lives for the longest while. So it's almost like we're starting over. So this is the first video of many. The Caregivers Support Group of Trinidad and Tobago was formed. We are trying to create a group and a platform where caregivers can vent, where we can express how we feel, where we can share helpful tips and information that can work in the caring of our loved one or patient, right? Because nothing is written in stone. Everyone has little tricks to the trade that makes the process a little bit easier. We can share our victories, you know, simple as, hey, mom took her meds this morning, woohoo, celebration. So if you would like to join, you can WhatsApp me on 310-2742. You can send your email address because we will be doing a monthly newsletter or helpful tips, as the case may be, on little things that you can do to make the self-care and caring for your loved ones a little bit easier. Eventually, we'll be having training sessions in 2021 for family caregivers because many of us are thrown into this and we really don't have a clue. We have a very active WhatsApp group. So again, you can message me 310-2742. If you have any questions, if you need advice, I'm Asha Mungal, and I look forward to chatting with you all directly, personally, having you join our group, bring value to it, and yes, no one is judged in this platform, right? We have all had to experience life, loss, caring, anger, everything that goes with it. So feel free to message me or give me a call.